Here on the west coast of Canada, we have what's called an Episodic Tremor Slip, or ETS, that occurs on a fairly regular cycle every 14 months and lasts for 2 weeks. This is caused by the Juan to Fuca plate subducting under the North American plate at a rate of roughly 4 centimeters per year, which pushes our mountains up approximately 3 millimeters per year. However, the northern part of the Subduction Fault is locked, and every ETS adds more pressure to the locked area. When this slips, the North American plate can move up to 10 to 20 meters seawards, causing a megathrust earthquake of 9 or higher magnitude. Due to the periodicity of the cycle of the ETS, this could occur between December and February 2013-14. Subscribe now to find out more about this and other observations on our amazing anomalous universe.
It's a rather big earthquake that just happened off Haida Gwaii. It's a 3.4, just happened an hour ago.
Thousands are recorded, captured with the seismograph, and translated into these waves. But while the needle moves, the Earth rarely does.
Most of these aren't even felt. Every once in a while, there's a big one that gets felt. The last major earthquake in Canada was in October off Haida Gwaii.
And the aftershocks keep coming.
This is just the last month of earthquakes.
They're off the coast, but outside the subduction zone, far from the big one scientists are preparing for.
We're expecting a magnitude 9. We're expecting minutes of shaking. It's going to be a very different thing.
It's known as a megathrust earthquake, and according to a new study, there have been 22 in the past 11,000 years. Using sediment collected in Effingham Inlet, researchers have been able to date the events.
Encased in plastic is a sample of the sediments, and where these very fine sediments are disrupted, we can identify that we probably had megathrust and or large earthquake events.
And it's precise. The last one dates back to 9 o'clock at night, January 26th, in the year 1700. Now the question is when the next will hit.
The longest time between major earthquakes on our coast is about 1,000 years. And we know we had one 300 years ago. So the answer to that question is we could have a megathrust earthquake either tomorrow or 700 years from now.
When one surfaces, the results can be catastrophic. The earthquake and tsunami that hit Japan in March of 2011 is an example of what to expect. But understanding the risk is a step toward preparedness.
The results of studies such as this are informing our building codes so that our schools and our bridges and our pipeline systems become more and more resilient to these major earthquake events.
And so the work continues.
This is Station 133. I bet this is from Nootka Sound.
With samples stored here for testing in the lab.
Right here we have a very rapid increase and a gradual decrease, which is totally typical of one of these events.
Every reading from the past helps predict what will happen in the future, but the research has its limits.
We don't have the science to actually say when it's going to happen. We just can give you a probability.
Kylie Stanton, Global News, Victoria.